All right, I'm trying this again. Man, that was a great speech that I just gave. All right, when somebody pops on, if you could tell me whether or not you could hear me, because apparently you couldn't hear me last time. I think I had my car running, and so my phone was connected to my car. All right, so I was talking about change. How much of us get up every day and we hope that life doesn't change? We hope that everything is the same as it was the day before. And the reality is life is always going to change. There's always going to be some new evolution. There's always going to be some shift. And if you're solving problems, then what you should be doing, then that problem solving is always going to lead to change. Problems equal solutions, or solutions equal change, change equals new problems. Problems equal solutions, solutions equal change, change equals new problems. So as you're evolving, there's always going to be something new that's going to be coming at you. Now, I was just watching Jim Cramer on CNBC, who I watch every morning. I love watching the guy. He gives me entertainment and he also gives me value. Now, Jim Cramer is a guy in his 60s who is always looking for what's coming next. He is always looking for what is the new thing that's going to change the market. Why? Because he's always trying to make money in the stock market. And the more that he can anticipate that, the better he's going to do in terms of his investments. So he's trained his mind to always be looking for what's new and what's coming down the pipe. As a result, he doesn't fear change, he embraces it. He uses the past as a way to think about and guide where we're going. He uses it as a rudder. He uses it as kind of a map, okay, an outline. But he doesn't live there. If you watch him, he is always looking at things going, what's next? How can I use what's changing in order to make things better? Jim, can you hear me this time? I think I was hooked up to my car. So Kramer is a guy who is always looking for the next thing and how it's going to impact the world. And here's what's great about that when you watch him. He's not always right. Probably more often than not, he's wrong. But he's always looking for something to change. That's the key. So even though what he anticipates may or may not happen, he's ready for a change. And when the change comes, he goes, okay, it wasn't the change that I expected, but I knew there was going to be a change. And then he asks himself this: how can I profit from this? How can I use this to make my business better? We can't anticipate everything that's going to happen. We just cannot. So, like when COVID happened, I did not anticipate every federal courthouse was going to be shut down for 13 months. Never anticipated that. But I had anticipated that there could be significant long time problems because I dealt with that before, where I couldn't get things done, couldn't go to court, that type of stuff, where things were, shut down for me. I didn't anticipate shut down for everybody. So as a result, we were able to adapt. And what I did is I asked a better question. And remember, that's how we think. Questions are how we think. And I asked, how can I use this? How can we use this in our business? What can we do during this time that's going to benefit us? And as a result, we did. And ultimately, we ended up thriving out of that situation because we asked a better question. We didn't anticipate that change, but we had anticipated changes. So when one came, we were flexible enough to utilize it. And we asked ourselves the right questions to get better answers instead of sitting there and saying, why is this happening to me? Why is everybody doing this? This isn't right. This isn't fair. This is wrong. Science doesn't support this, blah, 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 blah. None of which helped anybody. Did that make anything any better? No, that didn't make anything any better. Instead, we said, all right, what can we do now that's going to benefit us down the road? We made huge advertising changes. We used the time to get way ahead on a lot of our areas of practice. We used the time to get our offices set up specifically how we wanted them. Used the time to work on other areas. For me, I used the time, I did seminar after seminar after seminar after seminar. Fed myself with all kinds of knowledge because it was the perfect time to do that. A year and a half later, after we came out of COVID, I was still utilizing deposition outlines that I had done during the shutdown. I got way ahead. So when the time came, I could expand my caseload dramatically because I had already done the work on most of it. So we asked a better question. And we all know that change is going to happen no matter what. Whatever life throws at you, it's going to be something different as you go down the road, especially when it comes to technology. You know, we all know and hear about AI, right? And is AI going to take your job tomorrow? No. But is the person who's using AI, if you're not going to take your job tomorrow? Well, maybe. That's the type of thing that you got to pay attention to. You know, technology grows exponentially like a virus. So, I mean, if you think about 15 years ago, this device I'm talking to didn't exist. Imagine, and now we can't live without it. Imagine what we're not going to be able to live without 10 years from now. And that's the type of thing that you got to start asking yourself so that you can think, okay, what is it that's coming down the road that I need to be worried about? What is it that I need to think about that can change my life in a heartbeat? And not just the bad things. I mean, think about the good things. I think Jim Cramer's great advantage, because he loves life and he's incredibly successful, happy family man, all the stuff, loved, all those things. I think one of his big keys and secrets is he's always looking for what's next. He's always looking for what's going to be different, and he looks for it in a positive way. How can I use it? How can I use it to help my family? How can I use it to help the people who watch CNBC? How can I use it to help my foundation that I manage the finances with? How can I use this to make my life and the lives of others better? That's the question that he asks, and he asks it every day. And as a result, he's motivated. I mean, beyond belief, he's motivated. And he doesn't, when the changes come, even if they're not what he expected, it doesn't throw him off kilter. Okay, that's not what I expected, but here's how we're going to use it, because he's asking himself the right questions. So I hope that makes sense. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Sorry about the first one that didn't work out. Mr. Drehobel, great to see you. Janet, great to see you on here. Scott, we got new people. Julie, so thank you so much. Leah, Kristen, oh my goodness, it's so, and thank you so much for your comment with regards to Father's Day. It is awesome to interact and connect with you. Thank you, everybody. I am so honored when people take the time to watch. I hope you get stuff out of it. We're all in this together. Let's take care of each other.